Okay, Nikki, tell me your name and where are we here?
Hi, my name is Nikki Peel. I'm the Director of Economic Development and Marketing for Arts Development Corporation, and we're here at The Hive, the home of innovators, visionaries, and entrepreneurs.
Boy, she said that before, hasn't she?
I'm not new to the game. I'm a little familiar.
so I'm really here for The Hive, but your other stuff sounds really good.
Thank you.
So you have a nonprofit, right?
I work for a wonderful nonprofit called Arch. Yes.
Okay, Arch is like to help develop businesses and arts and culture in the neighborhood.
Exactly. Yeah. Our mission is the revitalization of the Anacostia neighborhood.
Ah, that's great. I mean, now the Hive is, what's the Hive here? The
Hive here is our very first small business incubator. We're open 24/7 and we provide office space to small businesses and nonprofits.
So if I have an idea for a small business or nonprofit and I could come to the Hive and get like a reasonable office space.
Extremely reasonable office space.
Extremely reasonable. That's the key word.
Extremely reasonable office space. Whether you're looking for a private office or a shared space or just a place to pop in and meet clients, this is what we do here.
I see. Mm-hmm. Now, when you say extremely reasonable, I mean, I go all around the country, so it's really relative. But relative to what you'd find in the district, what do you think?
Over here, you can get a private office with us for $700 a month, and that includes internet. That includes the utilities, it's 24/7 access, that's conference room space. We even do a virtual membership here for people who are just starting out and just need an address for their business cards.
I see.
And that's only $75 a month.
So $75 a month. You have an office.
Well, $75 a month will get you a mailbox here, but you can have a meeting space, yes. But we're about, on average, about $400 a month, $450 a month. We'll get you an office space here, a shared space here, and our members love it. They're able to run their businesses or expand their business into a new location. So it's been really helpful.
And what would if I were getting a private office, what would
a private office here is going
No, not you.
Oh, no.
But if I went out.
Elsewhere in the city,
right.
In certain neighborhoods, you're looking at probably $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Easy. Right. Easy.
So like 25% of the going rate.
Exactly. You could probably have 4 offices here for the cost of 1 office downtown.
Right. See, that's the key. I mean, that's what I believe about starting a business, man. You got to keep that overhead as low as possible.
As low as possible.
But to me, what's exciting about this place is that everyone else here is like you.
Exactly. They're just, they're either, this is their full-time business or they're a part-time business. And the thing that I love about it is that the people here generally are committed to what they're doing. So no matter what they're doing. And I think for them to invest in a community like Anacostia, which for a lot of people is a new place for them.
Right.
And so another world, literally another world, across the river, and it's like the other side corner of the earth for some people. But we found that businesses come here, they're able to grow their business, and what we want them to do is we want them to leave. It sounds crazy, but we want them to graduate. We want them to leave our space and hopefully settle down somewhere in the neighborhood.
Really so in other words, so you're an incubator program.
Exactly.
Now, and you're getting some subsidies from the government?
Yes, we were very lucky when we first started. We got a grant from the DC Department of Housing and Community Development, which happens to be one of our neighbors here in the neighborhood.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they're right down the street. And so they did provide us with a grant in order to get started as well as provide small business technical assistance. But as a nonprofit, we're able to keep the overhead low. So we're able to offer our memberships at a very reasonable rate. So
in other words, I mean, private real estate companies probably do, will sell you office space and everything. But because you're a nonprofit, because you get some subsidies and all these other kind of neat reasons, you're able to do it at a fraction of the cost.
Exactly, especially in a neighborhood like Anacostia where the rents are relatively low. We're able to do it. But even though the rents are low, we discovered that there really was no available turnkey ready space for offices. So while the rents were low, there really was no space available for small businesses.
But I think to me, I feel what happens, entrepreneurism or economic development happens from being with like-minded people, because that's why it doesn't happen in the middle of nowhere.
I agree. It
happens where people exchanging ideas, and you get and actually all the economic development literature that I read, that's what happens.
And that's exactly what happens. And
so that's what you provide.
And that's what we provide here. And I think for neighborhoods like this, like Anacostia, where for a long time bigger businesses stayed away, and it's starting to change a little bit, the bedrock of economic development in communities like this are your local small small businesses.
Yeah,
and so being able to provide a launch pad for them, so to speak, has been really beneficial for them and for us.
I just listened to talk radio coming down, and they're talking about a fellow, I forget who he is, some big, but that's how Detroit and Pittsburgh and all these areas that are trying to grow, they're trying to do it with small businesses. And it's new small business. Everyone thinks small business great, John, but it's new small businesses.
Absolutely.
So every government now, agency is trying to track and develop small businesses, right? Like you. But see, I think it's what is also important. See, if you're a small entrepreneur and want to do this, like, you're home, maybe your wife's an accountant or something like that. They don't understand what the hell you're trying to.
Exactly. And sometimes they say, we just need to get out of the house and we need to collaborate with some other people. But you know what we found here? And I think it's for a lot of people, when the economy took a dive and people lost their jobs, they found that they actually had the opportunity now to try to do a business, whether it's because out of desire or necessity. They found themselves, looking at that entrepreneurship as a way to, keep it going, to provide for their families. So I see a lot of people who before, maybe 5 or 10 years ago, would never have quit their job and, stepped out on faith and started their own business. But now I see a lot of people who are saying, you know what, I lost my secure job, and now I need to go make my secure anymore. So they say, I need to create my secure job. So we see a lot of that.
And I believe in that. I mean, sometimes getting fired is the best thing that happens
Absolutely.
to you.
I'm positive of it. I was laid off and it changed my entire life. So.
No, because that's the only way to change. It's you get so comfy where the heck you are. It's so hard to change.
It's a warm blanket.
Right. and if somebody just kicks you out, because they see it before you do, unfortunately. Relationships are sort of like that.
Absolutely. It's like, it's over.
She walks up out at you, she's doing you a favor.
Exactly. You're like, I'll be okay.
Well, that's true. So how many businesses or entrepreneurs are in this?
We have over 20 members in this space, and it's a small space. Let me tell you, it's a small space, but we have over 20. And they range from small entrepreneurs to nonprofit organizations to some consulting firms to an engineer. It's a variety of different businesses that we have here.
So what is this called? I mean, it's shared office space or incubator?
It's a good question.
If you're out in Iowa and looking for something like this, what are the key words you Google?
You probably want to look for a co-working space or a small business incubator, but I find co-working space seems to be the buzzword right now. It's a co-working space. But we find that with incubators, they tend to provide some kind of services.
Yes.
So you have some spaces that just provide office space and that's it. You're going to share office space. And then with incubators, they may provide you with marketing assistance, helping you write a small business plan, things like that. So we do a mixture of both space and space and services. So we kind of consider ourselves an incubator with and without walls.
So you do provide those consulting kind of services as part of the package?
Absolutely. It's included.
I see. So if somebody has a financial problem or I don't know how to write a press release or any of that kind of stuff, that's included in the service? That's included
in the price and in the service. Yeah. We're here 24/7 for our members, whatever they need. And a lot of times what we'll see is we will see people will come to us with an idea, but not necessarily a plan.
Yes.
But they and sometimes they don't even necessarily they're not at the space yet where they need office space.
Exactly.
But they just need some guidance.
Right.
And we're happy to provide that. We also do workshops that are available for the community. And so we're with our second location that we're about to open, you're going to see a lot more programming from us.
Now, so if you were not ready for an office space, but had an idea, you could come here and join for that, $75 a month kind of thing?
Absolutely.
To get all these other services.
Absolutely. You could.
For $75 a month, you got some place to talk to.
Exactly.
Hey, how the hell do I write a business plan?
Exactly.
Should I incorporate or not?
Exactly. And those are the type of questions that we get.
Yeah, because your uncle who's doesn't know all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
And that's who we ask. We ask the barber or whatever. These people have never done it before.
Absolutely.
They have an opinion though.
And something else that we find has been helpful is that our members work with each other. So sometimes they'll see someone, they'll say, how did you do that? Or I'm trying to get registered to do this.
Yes.
And they will collaborate, which is why I think co-working spaces are very much in the now right now. Because there's nothing nothing like peer support. And I think a lot of people miss that by working at home or in the coffee shops sometimes.
Oh, I believe that, because you have to. If people don't go through the entrepreneur process, they don't really know how lonely and tough that is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It can be very lonely.
Yeah, I think that's why I was always married. My first 2 businesses failed, but I was married. I need somebody to
exactly. Sometimes you need someone to bounce, ideas off of.
But now, so you don't have to be in some lousy marriage. You could
exactly. Come in. We will be your other woman over here.
Well, I'm glad you're here. That's wonderful.
Thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you. Please come back and see us again.
We will, and look for stuff like this. I mean, there's so much help now, to go out and do what you really want to do in life. And I think you not only help yourself, but you help the community and you help America in the long run. That's what it's all about. Absolutely. Thank you again.
Pleasure.
Yeah.